Hey guys, it's me, EODGamer here, and let's do a fun one for this half anniversary of Honkai Star Rail's official launch. It's been about 6 months now as of time of recording, and in this video we're going to be talking about the best character for each element. Now, we always straight to the point, and we're going to jump right in. But first things first, this is not just my opinions, but I also collated about 400 of your community members. You guys inputted into a survey as well, and I'm going to be sharing these results for the vast majority of us to learn or to note from, rather, and also any new player who just wants a bit of a semblance of direction of where to go. I think this is a very good starting point to hear at least the comments of the community, and feel free to add more comments in the video description or comments below, and so that we all can read and understand how we kind of think too. And let's start off first with the most fun category in my opinion, which is going to be Quantum. I'll also be giving like a quick fun fact, and the fun fact about Quantum here is out of all of these 5 characters in the game, they actually have the highest average rating of all the other characters in terms of this element class, which kind of makes it like the best element out of all of them based on like average ranking. So regardless of which character you choose here, they are at least an A+ or S tier by the rating standards of 400 of us, which is very, very impressive. So it doesn't really matter which one you choose. The one that tops them off, of course, in this category will be a character like Fucc, which is no surprise because she offers a lot of defensive ability, a lot in a kit. She buffs, she damage mitigates, she even heals a little bit in a time where we don't have too many 5-star defensive units as well. Very, very close behind her is a character like Silverwolf, which is surprising to some of you new players perhaps, because Silverwolf's value really comes when you don't have much resources, you're looking to maybe expand on a few DPSs and plant weaknesses on them, and that few DPSs can tackle a lot more content, and this defense shredding also helps you meet DPS threshold, especially if you're pushing through the Memory of Chaos for 1-2 times. Fucc is really much better for accounts that are slightly more well developed. You can run like multiple characters that do damage rather than running like a similar hyper carry style which is focusing on one. I think new players would see more value in Silverwolf being pushed up, but because this survey and this opinion of the community is being done somewhere between 6 months in from Honkai Star Rail's official release, a lot of the players are already Trailblaze 65 and above, which is slightly much more developed accounts, but that's just a quick disclaimer as well. Regardless of which Quantum character you choose, I don't think you really can go wrong with each of any one of them. The only exception may be if Tingche, you're starting off at E0, might be a bit trickier to play for a new player, and you might be better off building other characters for more simplicity and just enjoying the game a little bit more. But she's definitely still a fun character once you get a hang of the basic mechanics as well. And now let's go on to Imaginary, which is going to be a really fun class as well because the first and second position is so close. It's out of all of the different elements, this one has the smallest margin between both of them. It was like barely, I think, 1% difference in terms of rating. So very, very close. So it really can go either way. I'll talk about both the first and second. And in first place, we actually have Imbibitor Lune, and very, very close behind, we actually have Luota. Now this is pretty interesting because we are at a time where we have quite a lot of DPS being added into the game. 1.4 just saw Jingliu being released, very, very popular female DPS. But Imbibitor Lune was here during the Swamp disaster just recently, so probably a bit of that spillover effect led on to this 1.4. So I think the community is still split between both of them in my opinion, and the after effects of him being super, super strong in 1.3 as well as Swamp disaster is still felt in version 1.4. Luota, on the other hand, is also an extremely good sustain unit. Some even compare him to Fucc. A lot of you even rated him like, probably some of you like on your list, you rated him higher than Fucc even. In my opinion, they are both interchangeable, both like first and second in the game characters currently, Luota as well as Fucc. But that's not what this list says. This list says Imbibitor Lune is the best imaginary character in the game, followed by Luota as well. And the list actually has quite big discrepancies between the rest of them, unlike Quantum, which is very, very sticky and close in terms of the ranking. Now another category which I think is pretty interesting to talk about is going to be the Wind element here. The Wind element has the best character in the game based on ranking, and that character is going to be Bronya. Her ranking is so much higher, like I think over 80% of you voted her as the best character in the standard category, which pushes her up very far ahead into the best character in the entire game. Super, super strong unit, turn action advance, which in turn-based games is incredible. Her skill basically pushes up characters to immediately act. This is very, very strong, especially in turn-based games because it's basically kept on by speed. Other than that, there's not really too much to talk about. There's not anyone very, very close behind her. The gap is actually quite large for the Wind element as well. And another category that I think is going to be really fun to discuss is going to be the lightning category. Similarly, this category has a one clear winner out of all of them. You probably kind of already know if you are looking at like these characters over here, but this one is a fun category because we have 4 DPSs, probably one of the most DPS heavy elements in the game right now with 4 of them. All of them can use a very nice support here in the lightning category to run mono teams and stuff like that. It's very interesting because of the debate that has always been going on for the past 6 months on all of these characters, which is quite fun. It builds more community as well and to have more people being involved in it. But out of all of the DPSs, the one that truly shines here is Tingyun by the largest margin as well. Out of all these characters, the gap is very, very large. Similar to Bronya, she was the top pick in the category of 4 stars by a very large amount. A lot of people chose her as the best character in the game for 4-star category, and that's what propelled her very, very highly in the list. The second best character in the entire game based on rating currently in 1.4. That's interesting to know. And one other fun thing is Fire category actually has the only free-to-play character that tops off the ranking. Of course, right now we don't have Topaz and Nambi and Klyfel as of version 1.4, but the character that currently tops off the chart is actually a free-to-play character in Esta. So any of you who are new players looking to start the game and wondering which character is good to build and not, I think Esta is a pretty good solid choice. Even the community also voted for it. If you're looking for Fire DPS, she does offer a lot of fire break damage, not so much on like pure nuking potential as a character like Fucc, a character like Klyfel, Himiko or Topaz and Nambi, but still a very good all-rounded support, gives both attack, gives both speed buffing, and most importantly is free. You'll likely get by most of the game with Fire MC as well as Esta to solve your fire break issues, and that's why I think that she is rated slightly higher, especially since the 2 new fire characters haven't came out yet. And Harmony characters are always very good because of the various light cone options that they can run. So that is Fire. We've done most of them. Let's talk about the next one, which is going to be in the Ice category. We of course have the newest character, Jingliu, and her arrival actually affected Yanting's rating by a very, very significant amount. He used to be like in 1.0 one of the best DPSs in the game, also because we didn't have too many. We didn't have the likes of like Blade, Imbibitor Lune, Jingliu herself. But with her arrival, he dropped quite significantly. Now he's rated quite averagely, whereas in like 1.0, he's like one of the best characters in the game based on DPS output as well. No surprise here really, out of all of them, the best character here is Jingliu. She is very, very highly rated by the community right now in version 1.4. I think it has to do also with the Memory of Chaos rotations, slightly favoring the banner character a little bit more. But time will tell. Only if with time then we will see how she actually performs over a longer stretch with the changing buffs and in the Memory of Chaos to see whether she still performs. But that's very, very interesting to know. What's popular with her is of course a double hyper carry team with Blade, and that's a fun fact. Blade and her together in the same team, and a character like Bronya would be currently, if I'm not wrong, the highest DPS output team in the game in general. Of course, exceptions apply if you are like everything E6 and stuff. And last but not least, let's talk about a fun one, whose top character I do not have currently. The game has given me terrible RNG because I have Japad and stuff all at very high Eidolons, but I do not have Clara. And the best character for the physical category is actually going to be Clara. And if any of you who are watching this and wondering why it's Bronya, it's because I don't have Clara on my account. But she's going to be the best character on the list for physical characters. And in second place, if you don't have Clara, Susang is a very solid unit as well in the physical category as rated by you guys too. And more characters are coming out in version 1.5 as well for the physical, which is like Argenti, and I think Hanya as well with Harmony. So this is a class that is worth looking at, or this element is worth looking at again, revisiting in future. And if you appreciate such content, you might find the tier list where we go in depth of where all these other characters rank, where does Kafka versus Jingyuan rank based on the community's opinion. Check out this tier list video. Otherwise, if you're interested in more other thoughts on Honkai Star Rail's future, do check out this video right here. Anyways, it's me, EODGamer, signing out.